Did you know the reason you're still struggling on defense in Madden 26 could be because you're calling too complex coverages, or it could be because you're not playing to your unique play style? Well, that's going to be nothing, because by the end of this video, I'm breaking down 5 tips that's going to have you locking down on defense in Madden 26, and so long as you follow those things, you're going to be doing the same thing. Let's jump right into it. Alright, so like I just said, you might be calling too complex of a coverage and you can't get it set up. Let me show you a simple. Alright, and so in one of my recent defensive breakdowns, I talked about another simple coverage that you can run. Card will be at the top right if you want to see that, because I know that everyone can't, quick adjust like crazy like you're a pro player, okay? So all you're gonna do, you can come into concept, you can actually come into cover 3, and you're just gonna scroll down until you find basically a cover 3 hard flat defense, or if you don't have one, you can just do what I'm about to show you. So I'm scrolling through this and there we go. Okay, so cover 3 hard flat. Now you would probably want to do this out of like a more like dime 3 or dime 2-3, where you have more safeties in the field. So this is cover 3 sky. Now what I would do is just press Y, RS down, okay, or R3. Now you're going to be in a cover 3 hard flat, and that's really the defense, okay? And obviously we've talked about best defense settings. You want to make sure that your safeties are a little bit close to the line of scrimmage, something like this. And really that's all it is, because I talked about cover 3 cloud last week. Well, this is cover 3 hard flat. And so really what you can do, you could shift your D line, right? You can call a custom stunt. Maybe you could call the right exit 2-man right here. So boom, we're going to be calling a stunt off of this right side. We're going to try to be maybe standing over the center. And all you're really trying to do is get the attention of the center and then give your guys a chance to come in free. You can see how that's pretty good defense. Now, obviously it's a very simple coverage. All you did was make about 2 adjustments, which are very easy to set up. So it's not like this is an unbeatable defense, okay? But it's very simple, okay? You're really playing on your ability to switch stick. Like if this was me playing, I would switch stick onto this hook curl and then come up and probably take away Judkins up the sideline. He's gonna take this away. But even if, you're not playing against a computer, you gotta remember, or if you aren't, if you're playing online, there's a chance that they miss this read, right? So it's not like this is terrible defense anyway. I mean, this is just a decent route combination versus this, but you can see the custom stunt that we use and why it's effective. You can get Nolan Smith to run through the middle and help collapse the pocket on the quarterback. We get a shed off the edge. And this is the key right here, having a good user over the middle of the field with any defense. And so then you're able to kind of take it away. We're gonna have them call just another play right here. We're gonna have them call, yeah, this is a better play in this game. So we're gonna shade our coverage down, right? Call hard flat. Then we're going to use the right exit 2-man stunt, okay? Pass commit our defense, shift our D line to the right, okay? So that's, 3 adjustments. And so they're just gonna go take the snap. And now you're gonna see how we immediately collapse the pocket because of our custom stunt. We're able to go get that quarterback down in a very, very timely manner, okay? So you can see how really that's easy. That's easy defense. There's only really 3 adjustments. You get this tackle to turn inside, which allows him to walk in free, and he absolutely penetrates Judkins in the backfield. Okay, all you would have to do, boom, user this, get back over here, or switch stick. And I mean, it's pretty good defense again. And then your hook cross just sitting on this hitch, standing in front of it, taking it away, and making this very, very easy defense for you. So utilizing the hard flat defense to take away those flats immediately, having a good user in combination with doing a good job with custom stunts is gonna make a simple defense into actually a pretty good one. All right, if you like that first defense, it doesn't even compare to the 4 other tips I have for the rest of the video, so make sure you stick around. All right, next we're gonna be talking about a put your controller down defense that's very easy to run. Another simple one, let me show you. All right, so this actually plays in a lot of different formations. It's actually a concept. You're gonna come in a nickel 2-4. Okay, you're gonna come into I'm looking for a cover 6 here, and it doesn't actually look like I'm gonna find one, so I'm gonna come into concept instead, and I'm gonna come into a cover 6 defense. Okay, oh, I just missed it. Here it is. Cover 6 nickel 2-4, okay? So really all you're trying to do is, again, make sure your safeties are close to the line of scrimmage like this. You're gonna stand right here over, or position this guy over the 3rd receiver, okay? I have them in a random pass. And now this is when you can, again, utilize your custom stunts. When you're only sending 4 people, you wanna give yourself the best chance possible to get pressure. And really all that means is using stunts. So shift your D line to the left right here, and then I would call the left exit 2-man stunt. Okay, so boom, and then pass commit. So really I only made like 3 adjustments again. And we're gonna get pretty good pressure, and we're gonna put our controller down pretty much on defense. So boom, we're gonna take the snap, and really all you have to do is make sure you have a good user. You see how I saw that, okay, they have a route breaking out to the flat, but I have a defender there. And then I realized that, oh wait, this route in the middle is gonna be wide open, so what do? I hesitate a bit, but then I'm able to come back when Njoku kind of stands up on his fake, and then I come down and easily take this away, on the sideline. And then you're able to see everyone else pretty much gets guarded. Okay, our seam flat's gonna do a good job of taking away this return route. This is actually a pretty good route combination versus this defense, but because we have a good user take away the only route that's wide open, now everyone else, it just looks like everyone else played really good defense, right? Boom, we're here with this Judy across the field, boom. Okay, and then kind of what I'm talking about with the custom stunt, you're able to get your defensive lineman to duck inside, and normally he does a much better job against running backs. I always talk about how running backs can't really block defensive linemen. Here he does a pretty good job of blocking him, but you can see eventually the pocket's gonna collapse and we're gonna be able to get the quarterback on the ground. Okay, so again, this is gonna be in trips formation, and it changes a little bit your assignment. I understand that pretty much everyone on that trip side is gonna be guarded, and if the tight end runs a drag right here, that would be my user's responsibility. So I'm gonna shift my D line here to the right, and then I'm gonna call the right exit 2-man, okay? And then I'm gonna stand right here over this center and try to get his attention. Okay, so boom, they're gonna go ahead and take the snap, and you're gonna see how we're able to get very, very quick pressure because of our custom stunt, but we're running match coverage on the back end, which is really gonna help us, play pretty good defense. Boom. Let's see, we get our stunt. He's just gonna duck inside. You can see how number 70, Zeitler, doesn't even recognize him, forces Judkins to come over and block, but then this shed on Jack Conklin, very, very easy, and we're able to, collapse the pocket. Again, 4-man rush, 6-man protection, immediately collapse the pocket. We're gonna sit on this tight end corner route, boom, easy. We're gonna sit on all these slant routes, boom, easy, and then we're gonna eventually take that away down the field. Not really a read that anyone that would call this play would even try to hit, honestly, but we're here on this drag too. So pretty good defense. Now, nothing's perfect, okay? Nothing's gonna be perfect on defense when you're running zone coverage. So that's why switch sticking is pretty important always. So I'm gonna call it one last time. We're gonna shift our D line to the right. We're gonna call the right exit 2-man stunt, boom, just like this. Okay, we're gonna stand right here over this center, and boom, we're gonna take the snap, and we're really just reading it that time. That was actually pretty perfect defense as far as our match coverage. So you can start to see how that's what I mean when I say put the controller down. All you really have to do is stay over the middle of the field with your user, take away whatever routes run, and then you can see, boom, zig routes guarded. Boom, out routes guarded. We're blanketing this. Boom, this streak's guarded, obviously. And then you're able to see Njoku on his little out routes taken away too. We collapse the pocket because of our custom stunt looping inside. And then I swear custom stunts got buffed, bro. They were insane to start the year. Then I feel like they got nerfed. And then I kind of feel like they're back though. So boom, then you're able to see easy pressure right there because we're doing a good job on the back end. So again, put your controller down defense, match coverage. Your whole team's gonna basically convert from zone to man and do a good job of taking any routes down the field with your user. All right, I know you're sick and tired of playing against Gun Bunch X Nasty and getting died by the same money plays every single game. So this is gonna be the best tip that you're gonna watch today. All right, so when we talk about stopping Gun Bunch X Nasty, I'm gonna have a card in the top right where I broke some of these plays down as far as stopping them in a YouTube short, okay? But for the ones that I really didn't talk about and some other ones that could give you guys trouble, I didn't talk about spacing switch, and perhaps this is the best play in this formation, so that's what we're gonna start with. Now, I'm gonna call zone coverage, and you're gonna see why this play is a problem, okay? We know about the speed table route from the halfback that just, gets a speed burst. It's hard to see it in instant replay, but maybe we'll be able to. But if you watch that play back, rewind the video, you'll see, boom, this guy's gonna get basically a speed burst as he's breaking outside. Let's see, boom, then, oh no, it's still in slow motion. You can't really tell, but just rewind the video. We know about this, right? This is gonna be a problem, right? But then it's not really just that route, because you can see this is also just a great concept, right? Where you're gonna move the hook zones inside, you're gonna move the flat zones inside, and you're gonna have a guy wide open. So if you're gonna run zone coverage, right, they're just gonna call this play and someone's gonna be wide open. Even if you put hard flats on the field and take this away, well, now they can just turn to the other side of the field and hit this pass. Okay, and what really good, offensive players do is they're gonna call route concept like this from spacing switch, 2 hot routes, try to quick snap you, and now basically if you jump out here to this, then they're gonna look over the middle. Now obviously that defender wouldn't be there, but let's just say, and like I'll just do it again. Okay, let's just say that you want to man up the running back, right? And then you're gonna jump out here to stop the other route to Njoku. Well, now the middle of the field's wide open, and now they hit that pass, and it's an easy dot. So you can see how this play is going to be extremely tough to stop out of zone coverage. Okay, so really what I want to do when I'm on defense and they're going to call spacing switch, for example, right? I'm just going to run man coverage. Because now what you're gonna see is gonna happen is we're gonna be in man. Let's have them call stock spacing switch, right? You're gonna see how, boom, okay, that running back table route, is it open? Yes, and I'm gonna break down what I would do to stop that. But the other routes in the field aren't gonna be open because they're a bunch of like hitches, right? There's nothing that, these routes don't beat man. These aren't man beating routes. So you can see how all these other 4 routes are completely sat on when we run man coverage. Now our only issue is stopping this table route. Okay, so boom, we're gonna come back into cover 1 hole, and we are going to set the defense up the same way. Okay, so you can start the play on Campbell, and then you're gonna immediately try to switch stick onto this table route. So boom, I'm gonna switch stick here, and now I'm here with my user. When the CPU's guarding it, the CPU is gonna drop back. But when you switch stick onto it, now you're coming down and making that play happen on this running back out of the backfield. So boom, you're gonna come down, and you might even be able to jump this for a pick 6. But the key is using that right stick. And in that case, I actually flipped the right stick to the left. So we're gonna use that right stick. We're gonna get onto that linebacker, and we're gonna come down and make this play ourselves with our user defender. Okay, so everything else taken away because we're in man coverage, and then we're able to stop that table route out of the backfield. Now BLT, what if they called the same route concept that you called earlier? Well, that's a little bit more of an issue now because we are in man coverage against their crosser. Their crosser is now the only route that can really beat us. Okay, so really what I would do here is make sure I have a really good corner, and then I'm gonna press Y. I'm on the wrong control. I'm gonna press Y, I'm gonna press A, I'm gonna press RB, and then I'm gonna route commit inside. Okay, so we're gonna shade inside, route commit inside, because now we give ourselves the best chance to actually stop that pass. So you're gonna see now they're gonna call the same play, right? And I'm gonna be on defense here, take the snap, switch stick here, and now honestly, that you see how that crosser's taken away by, that's Cooper DeJean right there, so certainly gonna do a good job. But then you can also see how I'm right here to stop this table route out of spacing switch. So very, very easy defense here to stop this spacing switch and stop a premier play in Bunch X Nasty. But comment bunch down below in the comments, and I'll break down in my next video the rest of the plays in Bunch Nasty. Okay, if I see 3 bunches, I'll do it. Okay, and then you're able to see you're gonna collapse the pocket very well and get this quarterback on the ground. So that's an easy way to stop one of the most premier and frustrating plays to deal with from Gun Bunch X Nasty. Alright, if you like this video thus far, I encourage you to check out bltforlife21.com, where I have my full Vikings defensive game plan. I have coaching sessions, and I have a top tier that's guaranteed to transform your game in just 30 days. Can't wait to see you over there. Alright, no one's gonna take you seriously on defense if you can't stop the run. So let me show you exactly how to do it every time. Alright, so run defense. Right now there's 2 very, very good ways to stop the run. Actually, there might be, do I have it in this playbook? No, I do not. So yeah, there's gonna be 2 that I'm gonna show you right here. Okay, so 2 really good methods to stop the run. First, we're gonna come into any nickel defense. We're gonna come into cover 4 palms. Okay, you want to be in cover 4 quarters, cover 4 palms, cover 6, cover 9, any of those defenses. Okay, you're gonna take this guy who's standing on the running back side. Okay, if the running back was on the other side, then you would use your Vaughn. But here you're gonna use your Campbell. You're gonna stand about 4 yards over this right guard in this case. And you're just gonna loop around this offensive line and try to make this play and meet the running back at the point of attack, okay? Cut me some slack, please, because I've talked about this many times before and it's very foolproof. I just have 2 controllers right now. But boom, you're gonna see how I'm trying to do it. You have to make sure that you're also holding right triggers so that you're moving as fast as possible, when you're on defense. But boom, I'm gonna take it, and then there you go. I'm able to, run through that gap and make that tackle, okay? The key though is making sure that you're dive tackling, okay? You meet this guy, boom, and now you're just gonna dive tackle, which is just by pressing X or square on PlayStation, and you're just gonna be able to dive tackle and bring this ball carrier down in the backfield very, very easily, okay? And I mean, it really is just that simple. You're trying to loop around the line and bring the guy down in the backfield, because you can see if they flip the play now, okay? Now I'm going to be using Zach Bond right here. I'm going to stand again 4 yards over this left guard now. I'm going to loop around, and then I'm going to dive tackle now. That's what happens when you miss, okay? You give them a chance. I was very close to doing it right there, but you're going to put, essentially by doing this, you're putting all of the onus on your user right here to stop the run. And you can see how I'm like 2 inches away. This is, I don't even know how I missed. I actually touched him and they just absolutely whiffed. But anyway, if you miss, you can give them an opportunity to actually score. But it's not very often that I miss, okay? And once you practice, it's not gonna be very often that you miss. But the second run defense tutorial I'll show you, you're never gonna miss. Okay, so boom, we're gonna come through it one last time here, and then you're gonna see how I'm in that backfield and we're able to bring that guy down. If you get the attention of one of the linemen, like if he actually blocks you like he did there, it's just gonna let one of your other players come in free. So really, it's not a big deal, but you do wanna make this play. Okay, you're gonna see how I'm just continuing to try to make that play. Again, I have 2 controllers, but it's very, very easy to do when you only have 1 controller. So again, just looping around the offensive line and trying to basically meet the ball carrier in this gap right here in between 70 and 56, the center and the guard, and then you're gonna try to just bring him down in between that small little gap that opens when he hands the ball off. Okay, so that's not it with run defense, because you can see how I missed a couple of those gap shoots. That's not necessarily 100% of the time, although when you practice you can certainly get better with it. Okay, so we're going to come into mid blitz now, and you're going to, I've talked about this before, you're going to stand right here over the center. Okay, stand right here over the center, and you're going to basically touch the center, and then Zach Bond is having a rough day, but you're going to touch the center, and then it's going to allow the other A-gap rusher or the other guy who's standing in this gap to just run in free. Boom, very, very easy. Now, that's going to happen 10 times out of 10, 100 times out of 100, where he's just running right through that. Because you can see, when I'm standing right here, there's no flame icon over anyone's head. If I take this snap and I'm standing right here, you can see how everyone gets accounted for, and they at least have some room to run. Okay, but making a simple change like this retargets the offensive line and makes it to where now they're for some reason just gonna leave him unblocked. So boom, now he's just gonna run in free. He's missed both. That's crazy that he's missed both tackles, but he's gonna run in free every time. It's really just a matter of making the tackle. Now, you can leave him and let him make the tackle, which I'll say he makes the tackle pretty often. I don't know how he's missed these last 2. Or you can do this where you click onto him. You can see how I ran into the line, then pressed B to click onto the nearest defender, which was Bond. And then I'm just gonna make the tackle myself with my user. You see how now I'm highlighted. I'm coming through, spamming A, and making sure that this ball carrier goes onto the ground. So it's pretty simple. Again, you're just standing right here over the center to retarget the offensive line. They're gonna put a flame icon over that other linebacker, and when they take the snap, he's gonna run in free and make those tackles in the backfield. So 2 pretty easy run defense setups if you're struggling with that. All right, so to end the video off, I'm going to show you the best way to get pressure on the quarterback, which is by overload blitzing. Let me show you. All right, so you're going to come into nickel double mug, okay? You're going to come into the left exit 2-man stunt, okay? And all you're going to do is, let's see, you can move this guy down if you want, but you're going to take this, I'm not even going to say that name. You're going to take this defender right here and stand right over the center. Okay, you're going to stand right over the center. Then you are going to press up on the D-pad, excuse me, you're gonna stand a little bit inside. So you wanna stand on his left shoulder right here, okay? So you're gonna press D-pad up, and then you're gonna press right trigger, and then you're gonna press left stick down, okay? Really trying to hit it home for you guys, right? All you're gonna do is set it up just like this, and then when you get his attention, you spam A, and what does that do? It allows for your guys on the outside to come in completely free, because what happens when you get the attention of the center, if we just count, if I get the attention of the center, now I have 3 guys on the left side, and they only have 2 blockers. So that you can see that's exactly what happens. Now these guys have an opportunity to play 3-on-2, and Myles Garrett comes in completely free along with another guy who sheds, okay? So it's really just concepts. It's really just thinking about what you're doing and how you can affect the offensive line in a multitude of different ways, okay? So again, you're gonna move that guy over. You're going to stand right over the center, press D-pad up, right trigger, left stick down, okay? And you always want to pass commit your defense by pressing RB and right stick up. But here we go. Boom, get the attention of the center, and there it is. Myles Garrett's going to come in free every time. Now, you want to play with your personnel too, because anyone can run in free. You want Myles Garrett probably in this spot working against offensive linemen, just because he'll be able to get organic, kind of pressure through sheds. And then you can allow anyone to just run in free, if you understand what I'm saying. I'm not really going to elaborate on that, but just understand your personnel a little bit better too would be good here. But boom, anyway, we let Myles Garrett just run in completely free, because again, we allow our guys to play 3-on-2 on the backside of this play because we get the attention of the center. The key with this blitz though is spamming the A button as soon as the ball is snapped, because you want to get off the block of number 51. You can see how that's exactly what happens here. I'm spamming A, I get off the block, and now I'm back into coverage to take away, let's say, AJ Brown's backside dig right here that creates some separation. I would now be here if it actually got open before the quarterback got sacked. Okay, so it's very easy, and you can do that out of Cub. You can do that again out of double mug. You can do that out of overload 3 press and 3 through odd. It's really just concepts. You're getting the attention of one of the offensive linemen, and you're trying to let one of your guys come in free. So I always say it, no blitz is going to be 100% of the time, but it's all about, can you execute the concept? And if you can execute the concept over and over again, you're going to give yourself a good chance. So boom, right there, we execute the concept for the 3rd time, we get off the block, and we let our guy come in free. So that's how you want to overload blitz in this game. It's very easy. It's just taking advantage of a numbers advantage, and then you're able to still get back into coverage and play pretty good defense. Alright, if you enjoyed that breakdown, or you're still struggling on defense in Madden 26, I want to personally work with you one-on-one to change that. Check out this video right here where I break down all the ways that we can work together to improve your game in Madden 26. I'll see you there.